Welcome back. Government setting the record straight on school repairs following criticism from the opposition yesterday. Andrew Knowles tells us that the education minister laid all the facts, calling the opposition's move political mischief.
The Ministry of Education spent $5.6 million on school repairs during the summer, and according to Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald, many of the repairs were a direct result of years of neglect. That's why he says he is surprised by the comments of former Education Minister Desmond Bannister, who on Sunday accused the government of failing to have all schools fully repaired in time for the start of the new school year.
Many of the issues he now raises, he met in place more than 3 years ago, and he left them even though he had 3 years to correct many of them. You know that while I am open to constructive criticism and new ideas, I am not comfortable with hypocrisy, especially when it comes from persons who should have a higher degree of responsibility of character.
Minister Fitzgerald says a top priority for the ministry was to address structural, electrical, plumbing, and roof repairs. Zooming in on the Crooked Island School, Minister Fitzgerald noted that his team was quite aware of the dilemma at the institution. But because the repairs are estimated to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, it would require approval from the tenders board. Furthermore, due to the scope of work, Minister Fitzgerald says there was no way it would be completed in time for the opening of school.
What I find so disingenuous about Mr. Bannister's comments is that in his last year as Minister of Education, all of these issues were present. Yet, he found it necessary to spend $1.7 million on schools in North and Central Andros and $2.1 million on the rest of the Family Islands. In Crooked Island, he spent only $32,500. So where was his concern then?
The Education Minister also reiterated his support for school-based policing, adding that he finds the argument that police should not carry arms on campuses somewhat illogical.
The state of crime in our country is one that makes it a necessity for many police to arm themselves to protect not only the general public, but to protect themselves. That is the reality.
Andrew Knowles, ZNS News Network.
Well, the Teachers Union president also weighing in on several issues, including school repairs and school policing. Janea Noel Ferguson tells us that the union boss applauds government in some areas, but she's putting it on notice in others.
Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald says his ministry began school repairs earlier than normal this year to have schools ready for September. However, former Education Minister Desmond Bannister recently criticized the government for the outstanding issue. But BUT President Belinda Wilson says she's laying the facts on the table.
I must say that I think the former minister has been very disingenuous, because he specifically spoke about the Crooked Island High School. The Crooked Island High School actually was damaged from last year, September, when we had Hurricane Irene. And I know that communications did come to the BUT that there were some funds allocated to rebuild the portion of the school that was damaged. So from September last year to May of this year, nothing was done by the former minister.
While other repairs lingered after Hurricane Irene, Wilson said the government has been put on notice that if the Crooked Island School is not in shape by the deadline, the teachers will take action.
If that school is not ready by December, God spares our life, January, the first day of school, we will be sitting in. And I think that is reasonable time given to them to make sure that the school is completed.
The union president added that the school policing program provides the support the union has been asking for quite some time.
It is not as if, from my understanding and our understanding, that the police is going to be stationed standing with a gun in a teacher's classroom. That's not what we understand it to be. We understand it to be that there will be a division officer who will be in charge of a police officer or the police officers that will be sent to various schools. These officers will work along with the security officers. We've been crying about support for the security officers. We've been crying about safety for the school teachers and the students. So now we see that the police will complement the staff that they have there, the security staff. We also see where the police will also be able to gather intelligence about criminal acts that may be about to happen on the school campus or that has happened.
Gina Noel Ferguson, ZNS News Network.